Hey, travel friends. Today we're going to be talking about using credit cards in Europe.
So recently, my sister and her fiance went to Paris for a whole week, and they only used credit cards. That means they didn't have to exchange any dollars into euros. They didn't have to pull euros out of any ATMs over there. They only used credit cards.
Just pretty amazing when you think about it. So our first tip for all of you is credit cards are easy to use and they're widely accepted.
You're talking about like supermarkets, restaurants, bakeries, places like you wouldn't even think would accept a credit card for if you charge like €1 or two for a baguette. No one cares if you used a credit card.
Yeah, I think the lowest price we have tapped our credit card was 48 cents of €1 for a bottle of water at a supermarket. And we didn't get a weird look.
I actually think that people love it because they don't have to give you change. If you charge 48 cents, cashier doesn't have to do too much. But if you gave them €1, they have to count coins and yeah, no one.
Jimmy doesn't like counting. I think the only sad part about not carrying coins is if you do go, for example, by the Trevi Fountain, you need to already have a coin in your pocket in order to make that wish.
Right. I think if you don't carry cash and you don't carry coins, it's harder to throw cash and coins
Away.
away.
So our next tip is if you are going to be using a credit card, make sure that your credit card has no foreign transaction fees. It is typically an advertising point of your credit card, but not all credit cards have it. Usually you're going to find it with a credit card that frequent travelers get because it's one of the big selling points.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of those more popular credit cards most likely rather than a smaller unknown credit card.
Yeah.
So just a big thing to keep an eye out because again, if you're tapping everything, you want to ensure that there are no foreign transaction fees. Otherwise, those add up a lot because I think it can be anywhere, usually 3%. It might seem small, but once you get to those big purchases, those restaurants, those souvenirs, that 3% starts to really add up.
Okay, so the next tip is when you're using your credit card, always pay in the local currency. Right? So in Europe, this is usually the euro, but it could be the pound or the Swiss franc, right? So when you tap it or you put your card in, usually it'll ask you if you're okay paying in euros or paying in dollars. But just know that if you're paying in dollars, that doesn't waive any foreign transaction fees that your credit card may have if your credit card has that. And also when you pay in dollars, there's this third party fee just to instantly convert it to dollars.
Convert it from the euro to the US dollar. And on top of that, it's not always the best conversion rate.
Always do the local currency. Your bank and your credit card will do the work for you and give you the best transaction rate.
So that leaves us our final tip, which goes back to credit cards being widely accepted. One thing to double check yourself is ensure that your credit card is widely accepted. Visa is everywhere you want to be, according to Morgan Freeman, and it is very much widely accepted. Amex is another card that many Americans have that also has great travel benefits. However, it is called American Express. It is not as widely accepted. It is starting to get more accepted in Europe. You will see a sign. We've started to see more signs, but do be prepared for that, whether you're using Amex, Visa, Discover, MasterCard. Just do a little bit of research in advance to know which card is going to benefit you the most while you're over there, because it's always disappointing if you only have one card and it is not widely accepted.
Yeah. The last thing I sort of just want to mention, it's not really a tip, but even though you can essentially use your credit card for everything, you probably should carry some euros around. And this is because, some like street vendors,
Artists, markets, flea markets, food markets.
You might just want and need euros. All right, I think that's it for this episode. All right, till next time.
Happy travels.